So hello everyone. This is our podcast On Our Way на нашей хвилі, and during our podcast we discuss artificial intelligence, journalism, our future and technologies. And today we are very happy to have Jan Stolberg, who is a Danish entrepreneur, also AI specialist, and he is a CEO of XR and AI company, and this specialization of this company is augmented reality and AI, and this company also works in the field of green technologies, agricultural technologies, and it cooperates with European Commission, European Council and other companies. And now Jan is in Ukraine, in Vinnytsia, and he also has some projects with Ukrainian cities. We are going to discuss development of the AI and whether AI is capable to help restore our country after the full-scale invasion. So my first question to you, Jan, is so in science fiction novels, usually we see some gloomy forecasts about AI. Novelists like Isaac Asimov or Frank Herbert predict that AI will be ruling the world and even harm humanity. And you also mentioned Elon Musk, who also said that it may be will be capable of killing all the humanity. So what do you think about this forecasts, and should we be concerned?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for inviting me along. It's a great honor to be here at the university, and it's wonderful to spend some time with the future students of journalism. Journalism will be one of the absolute crucial forefronts and front lines of democracy. So I am very, very happy to be here. Your question, it is really difficult to answer in one way or the other, because I think it's very clear then that, and as for all the craziness that Elon Musk brings to this world, sometimes his brain works in such a way that he actually says something quite useful and quite good. And if you go back to the 2014, when he said that AI was going to take over the world and it was going to be our doom and gloom, that was probably the crazy Elon Musk. Since then, he's had a few more experiences, and he's had a few more products, and he had a few more thoughts, and where he is now, he's sort of saying the same thing, that AI is going to take over the world. But he's also saying that it has got the possibility and opportunity to do something really good. But it probably won't, he says, but it can. And I'm in that camp that I am fearful because of what AI can do, and if it's been left uncontrolled, and if it's left to its own devices, then it's being put in a black box somewhere where we can't see what's going on. And that black box can be fed and controlled by lots of evil people, lots of evil doers, lots of people that have got other agendas than the rest of us. But if we as humankind are behind this and actually can see that this is actually something that can do some good for us, it can help us with health, it can help us understand ourselves, it can help us with climate, it can help us with many of the challenges that we've got at the moment that, quite honestly, we are not doing very well as a humankind. Even wars. AI can be of help with that if we use it as a friend, and if we use it as a friend we feel we're happy to live with. So yes, be fearful. Yes, it can take over the world, but only if we allow it. So if we as humankind, if we, with everything that we have, we can find a way to put it in different boxes, and we can actually put those boxes into our control, I think we still got a chance where we can make AI for the betterment for us, and not for as a tool and a technology that will kill us.
I like the metaphor about AI being our friend, because we, as far as it is our friend, we should trust it, and of course we should be able to look into this black box, like you mentioned, and to understand what is there. And recently I came across a post of my colleague somewhere on Facebook, and she said, why is AI creating text for me? Because my friend is a journalist, so I can do it myself. I want AI to do laundry, for example, or to clean my house or something like that. So do you have any thoughts on that, or maybe when AI will help us not to create text but to make our life easier in a way of cleaning or something like that?
This is, yeah, I know what your friend is saying, and I actually had an incident just last night where I was preparing some work, and I was thinking, this is taking such a long time. Oh, if only, hold on, AI. AI became my very good friend because my brain was very tired and I really needed to send this information off really quickly. It was important, people were waiting for it, and I just needed to get a start on this. And AI gave me that start, and then it gave me some suggestions. Maybe you should look at, or you could look at this, or you could use information here. And then suddenly I thought, of course, that's a really good idea. So, and then I used it and I made it my own. So I used my own knowledge, my own brain to actually be critical and also just to move on from what AI had provided me. It might have made me lazy. I'm from old school, back from the 1990s and noughts, where we did everything ourselves, but that's not to say that was right, or that was the most productive, or that was the most useful. Maybe, just maybe, AI can actually provide us with a start in our text, a start in our journey that can actually usefully actually bring us on from all the kind of really heavy thought processes that we normally do, and we can actually be made, a journalist can be made even better in what he or she is doing through just getting a start. So have you thought, and what about this? And you can start like this, and it's go, that's not how I want to start, I want to do something different. Well, there's the critical thinking for you, the critical thinking that adds the AI in as a, Kickstarter, as a first step in line that you can actually use. So I think still it's not a bad thing to have an AI that suggests text to you, and it may well, as long as you are in that critical thinking mode, then it can be okay. And AI, yes, it will be the brains and the hearts of robots and automation and everything from cleaning to accountancy to manufacturing sites. AI will be there, and it will take over jobs, and it will take some jobs that are also in the past have killed people as well, to be fair. So I see it, there are a lot of really positives in this, regardless of where you go with AI, as long as you then just kind of use it in the right way. And as you say, you are AI's most critical friend in how you apply it.
Not to replace a journalist, but to help him or her. And usually in this room we speak about AI in journalism, but I also saw that you are a specialist in green ecology, green energy, and in agriculture. So both these fields are extremely important for Ukraine. So I also wanted to ask you whether it's possible in Ukraine to connect these fields, AI and green energy, or AI and agriculture, and to produce some better goods and to make it like more useful and more clean, in a clean way for our ecology.
Absolutely. And this is where AI can be the referee or the judge of technology, because we've obviously got Earth observation, for example. So we've got satellites looking at our planet, satellites looking at forests, satellites that can look at rivers, satellites that can do a lot of things. So they are our eyes. So those eyes can be put into an AI box that can then tell us, well, your eyes are showing us this. 5 years ago, the same eyes was showing us this, and now it's showing us this. And in the future, I'm predicting, based on what has happened, this is to be the case. So yes, AI can absolutely be, because AI can then also use lots of the data sources that we might not even know exists. So there might be some knowledge at a university or in Miami or down in Lima in Peru that gives us some answers to what we're looking at here in Ukraine. We just didn't know it. So yes, AI can be the all-seeing, all-knowing, and can be of help to start us on our journey. It doesn't have to replace us. It can be the very help that does years and years and years of work for us, so we can do something right now. So it can actually predict and tell us something that is of concern or come up with some ideas. So did you know there was a project down in South Africa that's doing this? No, I didn't. Well, the way they were doing it down there is this. Would you like me to provide you some more information? Yes, please. That could well take, in normal lifetime, 5 or 10 years to get through to that information. Here you would have it in 30 seconds. So yes, as long as you use it correctly, I see a huge potential in how it's being used in ecology, in how we're starting to kind of manage and understand our planet. We've got satellites, we've got radars, we've got images. All those images can be interpreted by AI as long as we train it properly. A huge potential to cut down years and years and years of work into seconds.
Thank you. And maybe you can tell us a bit more about your Ukrainian projects, because I saw that you was in Cherkasy and now you are in Vinnytsia. So is it just a vacation, or are you thinking about some joint projects with Vinnytsia or our local council or something like that? So maybe you can tell us something about that.
Yes, absolutely. No, it's not a holiday. Whenever I'm here in Ukraine, I love being here as a country with the people. Vinnytsia for me, it's become a second home, so I particularly enjoy being here. My journey in Cherkasy this time was to a fish farm, and we're looking at some environmental and energy projects linked to this particular fish farm. And that journey there will involve some partnership work, some public-private partnerships, and also bringing in, hopefully, some investment for that. And here in Vinnytsia, it's same story, really, where I'm looking at different types of projects in energy, in environment. I'm using my own experience with economic development and also regeneration to try and bring in my experience. So I have 34 years of experience in projects that relates to people, reconstruction, regeneration, and I would like to use that. And I have got some conversations and some really good opportunities that I'm exploring at the moment here in Vinnytsia. I can't tell too much where they are, but yes, they do involve making Vinnytsia and the quality of life better here for people and the place. And it would mean a lot to me to be involved in projects and making a difference, because, as I say, Vinnytsia has become my second home, and I would like to make a difference here.
Yeah, we are glad to hear it, because mostly people in Europe are even afraid to come to Ukraine because they think that it is dangerous, but still you are here and you are speaking about Vinnytsia as your second home, so we are pleased to hear it. And I also wanted to ask your opinion on some maybe military sector, because our former commander-in-chief Valery Zaluzhny, he mentioned that for Ukrainian victory we need some technological outbreak, and maybe in the field of artificial intelligence, like to win in this horrible war. So maybe nowadays this outbreak should be in the field of artificial intelligence, and maybe you have some thoughts on that.
I have got thoughts on that, yes. When it comes to artificial intelligence and war or defensive capabilities, this is where we really need to be very, very careful, because when we're at war, then there are two sides. There's one side that we consider as the friendly side, and there's the other side that are the enemy side. The enemy will always seek to interfere. They will always seek to go in and do interceptions and interference. With data, that's very well, it doesn't have to be easy, but you have to be very, very careful. So AI can be our eyes. It can be the way that we make decisions. It can aid and also look through years and years and years of decision making, and to make sure that we have a defensive force and that we actually protect ourselves as good as possible, as long as we also know that the other side is doing exactly the same and are wanting to look at us and are wanting to kind of intercept and interfere. So everything, when it comes to data, we have to be so very careful, and we have to have the absolute best people to apply it. And I know that Ukrainian armed forces have got the best people applied. It's how we then support them, and to support and see their capabilities as important a weapon as it is having missiles, as it is having any kind of heavy duty equipment. So data is a very, very, very potent and important weapon, and we need to invest in that as much as we invest in tanks and planes and drones as anything else. So the data part is a really particularly important. And I have also spoken to, and I also spent time with the armed forces and defense industry myself, so I know this area from the inside, and I know the capabilities and the opportunities there are of using AI with, for example, drones and the way we make decisions. And it is here to stay, as long as we keep control, as long as we really keep a good eye on, yes, we've got data, yes, we can use it, but there is also the other side. How do we prevent the other side from getting into and interfering with the data and our AI the way we wish to use it?
Thank you. And I also have a couple of questions from my students, because they also wanted to ask you something. So the first question is, what do you think will define the leaders of the future? Technology, material resources, or values?
I think it's the sad part on me when it comes to AI is that I know it all comes down to money. AI is money, and I think we are a lot of people that have got the value part right. The majority of us will want to kind of control and make sure that we have AI as our critical friend. But I'm also a realist, and I think the commercialization and the money thing will take over. There will be more robots. There will be more things that take over our lives. It's how we manage that, because our lives will be different, vastly different. And why? Because throughout time, throughout history, it's always been about the money. And AI and data is gold, it's money, and the people that control this, they'll make sure that it goes in their direction and not the way that we want to. So I'm a realist, but I also got lots of hope. And the hope is that we as people will be able to kind of make sure that it doesn't go completely off the rails, that we are enough people to kind of put the value part first, and we will be the police force of AI in the future. But it'll be in a world where AI and data is equal, it does equal money, and that will run the game.
Yeah, so the data is the gold of our times. Yeah. One more question from my students. So some experts say that AI has reached its technological limit and will only continue to develop moderately with the framework of existing technologies. What is your opinion on this, and have we really reached a technological limit that will slow down the development of AI?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You see, this is where where we get to the point where we as human beings, we consider technology and AI in the way our own brain can think of things. It's the same way that we think of space. You know, we honestly do not know even a tiny fraction of what goes on in space, because our brains just can't comprehend. We can't get to that level of thinking. It's the same with AI. AI is only able to kind of know where AI is going. So AI is unfortunately the only capable resource in this that can actually predict of how far AI can be taken. So no, absolutely not. We've just started this journey. We're looking at the steam engine compared to where we now got quantum computers. So we are the steam engine start of AI. Not at all limited. And this is where the scary part is, because the machines will have to take over for us because we are so limited. Our brains just we can't do it. And the machines will realize that. So, well, we've got an inferior resource here. We can do this better ourselves. How do we control that? And I honestly don't know. This is one of the maybe exciting things looking ahead, and also quite depressing things looking ahead, because do we really need machines to be able to kind of understand how we use machines? Interesting conundrum there. Absolutely not. No, we are the steam engine stage of AI. There's lots more to come, but not from our brains, from the machines themselves.
And my last question is about actually the definition of artificial intelligence. Is it like possible and useful, and should we use this word intelligence, or is it possible to say that artificial intelligence thinks or may create something like human? Because you also mentioned during the presentation that AI is doing the same things as a human brain. So is it really so? Or now I also have a question: are we unique as humans, or it is possible just to copy us with some technologies and to get like the same brain as we have?
Well, this is where I'm saying we are at the steam engines stage with AI, because at the moment AI is only as clever as we train it to be. When we get to the stage where AI is training AI, that is when it really kind of, or if it's allowed to get to that stage, that is when the whole technology gets to a whole different level. At the moment, we are still managing to some extent, from what we know and what we can see, to keep AI within the controls of what we can manage. I saw a very funny video yesterday. There were some journalists in the Danish Broadcasting Corporation, and they have put AI to the task of creating a quiz for them. The quiz was whether AI could generate a quiz that could make animal noises, and people have to guess what those animal noises were. So they and this was live broadcast, by the way. So this was live broadcast. It was and they asked AI to do this, and then AI said, "Yes, I can certainly do that for you. Here we go." So this is a quiz where you will now get a cat noise, and you have to guess which animal it is. That was AI putting a quiz together, but us as human brains, we knew exactly how we would construct this, and we wouldn't construct this. But that was the machine's way and choice of actually interpreting what we were thinking. That in that moment, the human brain was far superior. And these journalists, they were laughing because it just couldn't sort, and they kept coming up with new prompts to the AI, and it couldn't figure out, because the human brain is so complex. We are emotional. We laugh about things. Machines don't laugh. We laugh about things. We can get the nuances. We can change little things. Or when we look out the window, we can then see a butterfly. That butterfly reminds us of something that makes us change our mind. Machines haven't got that capability right here and now. And it makes lots of mistakes. Generating a quiz saying this is a cat, you need to predict, you need to tell me what animal it is. Obviously you know, it's funny because it's the machine getting it completely wrong. And that's where we are with this at the moment. Machines are getting it completely wrong. We are still at the forefront. Our brains are superior, but that won't last long.
Thank you, Jan, for this podcast, for this very insightful conversation. So let's hope that artificial intelligence will help us to be more creative, more innovative, and of course, let's hope that AI will also help us to win this war and rebuild Ukraine. Thank you.
Absolutely, a pleasure to be here. Thank you.